Hey Turley, Jordan here.
Neil here.
We're going to do our co-learning narrative for you.
Yeah.
Because we kind of had similar experiences. I think we both taught really good lessons. We really hit on our cats. We came back to them, used them in multiple different ways, and got a lot of great feedback.
Yeah, that probably goes to the point that Jordan and I both have education backgrounds. So, we have done some of this before, but this is, it's always great to go through it again and get some good feedback from people who maybe aren't as familiar with the education world.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start. I did a course-related self-confidence survey in math, which was all about fractions and reducing fractions. And the beautiful thing, look at Elaine's feedback. She reduced her mark as per my lesson. So that was awesome. That's how I knew I got her.
Yeah, you got it.
I won.
Nailed it.
One thing that I'm going to take away, definitely, Lee gave some great feedback where on the survey, I asked the class how comfortable they were with reducing fractions. Lee suggested, give them an example so that some people get that visual representation and maybe make a better informed choice as to their confidence. So I'm going to take that away and definitely improve my cat with that.
Yeah, and my cat was the pros and cons grid, which is something that, I like to use in the business perspective because a lot of business issues can have the positives and negatives. We looked at crowdfunding for my presentation, and the feedback that I got back was very positive. I think maybe if I would go back and do it again, maybe I'd choose an even more difficult cat to really sort of push my boundaries. But what I wanted to do and what the design was, I wanted to see how I could integrate pros and cons at the beginning as a pre-test, but also bring it back around for a post-test within the micro lesson. So the feedback I got was incredibly positive. I had some people speak to the fact that they never thought to use pros and cons in the classroom before, so they enjoyed that. During the pre-test, I would record the information, the pros and cons that I was given by the participants on the board. They really like to have the visual representation there, but also have a culmination of other people's feedback so that, you can brings up things that they hadn't thought about before.
And you kept referring us back to it. You wanted us to kind of keep adding, keep coming. Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, and that's how you do it. So a little bit in the pre-test, give them a little bit of information, and then bring it back and be like, now what would you add to the post-test? And they really liked that. The biggest concern I got was that there was too much information maybe on my Prezi slides. And for some people that enjoy taking a lot of notes, maybe that was too much information and they had a little bit of anxiety over that. So that's something that I'll make sure to look at going forward. But all in all, I think it went really well. The things I'm going to take away from this lesson have a little bit more to do with the delivery of the lesson themselves as opposed to the cat. I think my cat of a pros and cons grid was fairly straightforward and used it on both ends and I think really drove home the point.
Definitely.
How'd you feel?
No, I agree. I think both of us too. We used cats that were immediate, so we could take immediate feedback. You could walk around the room and clearly see that we were engaging. And with my quiz, it took me literally 30 seconds to decide that you guys were really advanced with fractions.
Yeah.
So I gave you that harder, more challenging assignment.
That was my favorite part about Jordan's. Jordan gave us the quiz right off the hop, and I was like, all right, this is okay, but how is he going to use it? And as soon as he looked and he saw that, wow, a lot of us were high in proficiency when it came to fractions, immediately said, great, now that I have this information, I'm going to change my lesson. And then, that really, really struck me. Then the next thing we get a few questions that are a little bit more advanced. He's going around to check to validate that we're actually advanced in our knowledge. And then, hands out, a do-it-yourself question that has a barely indistinguishable mark that's a slightly more advanced question than, he would have put out had our responses been different.
Definitely.
This guy crushed it.
Same over here. I think some of the other cats our group picked, and not a criticism of the group, but they were feedback for later. You would take that away as the instructor, and that has its place, I guess. But I think for both of us, it's the immediacy for me. I don't want to waste 2 hours of my students' lives teaching too low or too high when I can just make that correction right away. And I know you were definitely hitting on that as well.
Yeah, integrating these things right into our lesson so that it's seamless. Students don't see it as any sort of a trick or a ploy. It's literally just part of the lesson. So yeah, I think we did a good job.
was a great day. Thank you guys very much.
Thanks.
Bye.